Federal prosecutors in Minneapolis and across the country are now openly talking about mass resignations inside the DOJ. FBI agents are doing the same. And the obvious question is, how many more people can even leave at this point? The Department of Justice has already been hollowed out. Senior leaders, mid-level managers, career prosecutors, staff attorneys, paralegals, agents, thousands have already walked. This isn't a hypothetical collapse. It's already happened. What's pushing the remaining people over the edge is the same pattern over and over again. The DOJ's handling of the Epstein files, the appearance of an ongoing cover-up, the weaponization of prosecutions, and cases that career offices want nothing to do with, like the pursuit of Don Lemon, which both the Los Angeles and Minneapolis DOJ offices reportedly resisted. Add to that the DOJ's response after the killings of Alex Prey and Renee Nicole Good, and you have career professionals realizing they can't keep their heads down anymore. Many stayed because they needed the job and hoped the storm would pass. Now they're saying they're done. At a press conference on Friday, Todd Blanche, Donald Trump's former defense attorney and now the Deputy Attorney General, was asked directly about the resignations already happening in Minneapolis and the Civil Rights Division in D.C., along with threats of more to come. His response? Silence.
Merit the same kind of investigation.
Do you have comment on the career prosecutors that are resigning in Minneapolis?
A very familiar kind of non-answer. Meanwhile, DEA agents were reportedly surveilling the home of Georgia Fort, an award-winning journalist with the National Association of Black Journalists, after she was filming with Don Lemon at a church in St. Paul. The scene outside her home was so aggressive, she feared she was about to be kidnapped, and with everything happening, she didn't even believe they had a valid warrant. This isn't isolated. People inside these agencies are continuing to say they're leaving or preparing to. That's why voices like former federal prosecutor Harry Litman have been sounding the alarm. He's spent decades inside the DOJ, including leadership roles, and has been tracking this mass exodus for over a year. His takeaway is blunt. The department is broken. Judges are now saying something unprecedented, that more court orders have been violated in a single month than they've seen in the history of entire agencies. That's not politics. That's institutional collapse. For years, law professors told their best students to work at the DOJ. It didn't matter who was president, it was one of the most respected career launches in law. Now, those same professors are warning students to think twice, because being tied to these cases could permanently stain their careers regardless of which judge they appear before. According to Litman, resignation used to be the absolute last resort for a federal prosecutor. It was rare, dramatic, and deeply meaningful. Now it's becoming routine because people are being asked to violate norms, ignore evidence, defy court orders, or target political enemies. Offices like Minneapolis are so understaffed they can barely prosecute basic crimes like fraud, drugs, or public corruption. The treatment of Don Lemon is a perfect example. Someone of his stature would normally be allowed to surrender voluntarily. Instead, he was arrested late at night, handcuffed, jailed overnight, a move Litman described as a gratuitous kick in the teeth. It wasn't about justice, it was about humiliation and message sending. Even worse, much of the indictment itself reportedly criminalizes standard journalistic activity, a case that many insiders believe will collapse in court. But that may not even matter. The damage is already done. What's left now is a DOJ missing deadlines, botching filings, failing to prepare for major trials, and openly telling judges it doesn't have the resources to do its job. Judges are stunned. Defense attorneys are stunned, and the public should be too. This isn't just corruption or politicization. It's a functional breakdown. Fewer prosecutors means fewer investigations, fewer cases, and more people committing serious crimes without consequence. Public safety takes the hit. In Litman's words, apocalyptic might actually be understating it. What's happening now is the exact opposite of what the DOJ was supposed to stand for: justice without fear or favor. Instead, it's about punishing enemies, advancing political agendas, and burning through the last remaining credibility of the institution. And that's why people are walking out loudly, publicly, and in numbers we've almost never seen before.